YouTube does not push my videos or pretty much anybody's, even if you're subscribed and hit the bell notification. You actually have to go to my channel manually yourself to find the videos and watch them. So if you like what you're seeing here, the information that I provide, the philosophical essays, the cerebral content, the book reviews, etc., you're going to have to manually go to my YouTube channel and find the videos. I post new videos every day, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the video essays in particular. Base to base, for it to have continued like this. From the very moment I became a commissioned officer, maybe even before that, while I was at the Air Force Academy, this was passed base to base for them to actually accomplish this, which means it had to have been from a very high authority in the military. Some bastard. When I first arrived at XZSA, I was very enthusiastic about making a positive impact on my new station of service. However, as time went on, fewer and fewer people would engage with me, take time to train me, or invite me in to learn. Eventually, it got to the point where I might as well have been ignored, as if I was not in the building at all. Any effort I made to be recognized or incorporated into the programs was dashed with colleague discontinuities like retirements and simple neglect. I hope you will consider my perspective and how that sort of exclusion impacted my morale and sense of teamwork. Ma'am, any feeling you may harbor that my efforts have been subpar is at least partially because the office chose to neglect me and has, in many ways, set me up for failure. They did. Despite these feelings, I have continued to try to figure things out to the best of my abilities, mostly on my own. I assure you that I'm willing to learn, be a part of the team, and improve. So, adds fuel to the fire that the world doesn't want me here. I don't know why I'm on Earth. I've been once more in my life put into a corner in that I can't get any jobs. I rely on disability like a leech. Despite all of the different capacities that I have, I've written a fucking novel, for crying out loud. And I can't get a job anywhere. This is coming from very high up. It followed me even once I got out of the military. Okay? I want you to understand this. All of this happened, this LOR, LOA, and LOC, and them screwing me over, right when the pandemic started. It started basically right when I got the letter of reprimand for trying to get to Palace Chase. I don't know what's going on, but it's something big that I'm a part of. I don't know who I am outside of my physical form as Peyton Pearson, but it's something big, I guess. Because this shit is real. And I've been saying it over and over and over. And very few people actually believe me. So now that I give you the documentation that's over 5 years old of everything that I documented, are you going to choose to believe it or not? It's right here. Number 5. In conclusion, I regret that our interactions with one another have been on such sobering terms. As you know, my morale is not currently at its best, nor has it been for some time now. I am trying to meet everyone's expectations and be positive, but it has been incredibly difficult when the feeling of being watched and judged is always present, which was true. I believe that forthrightness and honesty is called for under these circumstances. While I have doubts that my response to this LOC, no matter how strong, will change your final determination, I will still humbly request you withdraw this action. If you feel that there has been miscommunication between us about your expectations, please consider a verbal counseling instead to discuss any perceived shortcomings on my part. Regardless of what you decide, I will continue to perform to the best of my abilities. And then there was a letter of counseling rebuttal response that was sent back to me. So this one, on 10 February 2020, I met with you to present and review a performance behavior, blah, blah, blah. My guidance allowed the deviations upon communication with your first supervisor, Miss Awilda Santana, or me. You have made no requests. Therefore, anytime you are not present during these hours, you are considered absent without authorization. So basically, everybody in the office was AWOL, and they were only paying attention to me. There have been times when we have been able to account for your whereabouts, such as when you were in PT, and we appreciate that, but there are also times when you signed blah, 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 blah. So they gave specific instances. 27-28 February 2020 feedback sessions discussed in the Form 724. 6 March 2020 feedback session with Miss Awilda Santana discussed need to be better at communicating whereabouts, informing who, what, where, blah, blah. And then 13 March 2020 feedback session with Awilda Santana discussed her observation that you typically arrive around 8:30 and depart around 1600. This is not a full work day. And half of the building would arrive later than me and leave earlier than me. But there you go. When I established the performance standards, I chose to include restricting you from bringing your personal laptop to work because of the number of times I personally witnessed you researching real estate. Your private real estate ventures are no secret in the office, but normal duty hours are not the time to research properties or to make phone calls to support your private business, even when I was literally doing nothing or made to do nothing. Yeah. Furthermore, you have not been authorized to work on your thesis during the normal duty hours. Instead, we want you sitting there doing literally nothing. We want you wasting away and decaying. So there is no need for you to continue to bring your laptop to work. On 6 March 2020, feedback session with Awilda Santana, she stated that you are still bringing the laptop to work against our direction. Of course, you are free to work on your thesis during off-duty hours. Yeah. Number 3, this job, like any, requires the employee to be fully engaged in assigned projects. We learn by doing. Hey, stop. Stop. Why? 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 You have a support network around you to answer questions and help you. Lie. This has been communicated to you numerous times by Miss Santana and me. Lie. I have personally asked you to, asked you numerous times if you have any questions or if you need anything, and you have reported no. And you know the reason for this. You stop asking if they stop giving you real help. You know. Duh. For the analytics project, your colleagues explained how to do taskings many times. No, they didn't. Told you where to find the files, etc. You took no notes and did not truly engage. Bunch of lies. You did not deliver that what was expected of you, and I'm working on with Miss Santana and you earnestly to set you on the right path. Lie. This has been an opportunity for you to start fresh, blah, blah, blah. She's lying. Just, yeah. And then I have a bunch of email traffic proving that I was doing my work. But I don't think you guys need to. It's here if you want to read it. I'm not going to hide it from you. But I don't think it's really necessary for me to talk about that part. Let me get to the next part here. I got a lot of documentation, guys. A lot. Let's see. All right, full humanitarian career intermission program application. So I tried this, which I was